My next guy, Bison. I think the way I've imagined it, there's going to be two bosses, a sub boss and the last boss, final boss. I think Bison will be that sub boss, and I think he'll do a pretty good job of it as well. It was Capcom vs SK 2. I can't remember if that game had 2 bosses or 3 bosses for either side. I know for the Capcom side, there was Shinakuma was the last one, and Bison was kind of like a sub boss. And SNK had their version as well. They had Ultimate Rugal and Geese from Fatal Fury. But yeah, Bison I think will make the game as well. Yeah, so that's Bison. Anyone else? Cammy. Yeah, Cammy. Street Fighter doesn't really have a lot of female characters. Cammy's the second most popular female character in Street Fighter, so yeah, Cammy will make the game. Sakura also will make the game for that reason. Dan was in that trailer. He got beat up obviously by Kazuya. Will he be in the game? I don't know. He was in the trailer. That doesn't necessarily mean he will be a playable character. I like Dan. Trust me, I do like Dan. In fact, his Street Fighter 4 theme is currently my ringtone on my phone. So I am a Dan fan. Dan the man, Hibiki, he rocks. But do I think Dan should be a playable character in this game? Let me put it this way, basically. So far I've said I see 17, there's only 17 spots for Street Fighter characters. I'm not sure as to whether Dan should be one of them. Moving on to someone who will definitely, I think, will be in that game is Akuma. See, like I said, I think Akuma should be Kazuya's rival. They both got that red eye shit going on. So yeah, Akuma. So what have I said? 7 characters. What I think will definitely make it in that game. Cool, we'll go with 7. Alright, these are going to be the next people. I'm going to say characters that might make it, might not. The rest of the original cast of the Street Fighter 2 casts. Dalsim, he will probably be in it. I forgot him actually. He will probably be in it. He normally is in crossover games like Marvel vs Capcom 2. Pretty unique character. Yeah, he'll be in it. I think Dalsim. Blanca. I don't like Blanca. I used to, because when I was 4 I couldn't do much the moves and I could spam punch and do that electric move, but I'll tell you why later on why I don't like Blanca. But yeah, he's fucking annoying, to be honest. Will he make it in the game? Maybe. I did later on. I'm going to say I want Kuma in the game, who's an animal when Blanca's sort of an animal, so yeah, maybe. E Honda? Maybe, I don't know. I always think out of the 12 main characters in Street Fighter 2, I always consider him to be least popular, because really he's just a sumo wrestler. No offense to sumo wrestlers watching this video, which probably will be 0, but I don't know. Personally, I always forget he's even there, to be honest. I don't think he's a bad character, but he doesn't really stand out. Maybe, maybe not. Like I said, if they're putting everyone from Street Fighter 2 in, then he will be in. So no worries to you Honda fans, but I wouldn't miss him. Who else? Okay. I think I've said all of the Street Fighter 2 characters beside the Shadaloo bosses, apart from Bison. Okay, I'm going to Shadaloo now. Here's a topic. I saw a video, like this one, talking about the roster, and I'm bringing back the Balrog Dudley debate. Now, of course, we have Steve Fox from Tekken. He was the only boxer in that game. I would like to see him in that game. Many people would. I think he would make it. Steve Fox. Street Fighter, you have a choice between Balrog and Dudley. They're not both going to make it. Now, okay, Balrog's the first boxer. He's the original. They did say they were going back to the originals. Maybe that entitles him to be in the game. I don't know. I'm not a major Balrog fan or Dudley fan, but I know there are a lot of people out there that would rather see Dudley than Balrog. And to be honest, Dudley's more similar to Steve. Personally, I would rather see Dudley versus Steve than Balrog versus Steve. I don't know, he's just quicker and whatever, and that, you know, they're both English, they got their English accents and whatever. So, yeah, I'd rather see Dudley over Balrog. That's what I would rather see. The only reason why I would defend Balrog to be in the game over Dudley is because normally when Balrog's in the game, Vega's in the game. Vega is my favourite Street Fighter character. Vega is, and I really want him to be in this game. I'm not sure he'll make it. You might not. I'm like 50-50 right now. Like I said, I still don't really know how the Street Fighter fan base as a whole looks at Vega, as in, do they see him as one of the more popular characters or not? Like in the original Street Fighter 4, I got the feeling like him and Balrog were like second. You know, you got the main popular characters and then you got the others. I saw it as like Balrog and Vega being one of the others. They never had their own themes. They don't have their own rivals or anything like that. So, but yeah, I really want Vega to be in that game for that reason. So I'll rather see Dudley and Vega in that game, to be honest. Balrog I wouldn't mind, but yeah. Remember, I also said as well, I do think there will be differences in the roster between the two games, mainly because of Vega. Assuming the Namco version is going to be in 3D, I don't see how Vega's going to be jumping on walls and shit like that in 3D. I don't think he'll make it in the Namco one, but if he makes it in the Capcom one, it's all good. Don't really mind about that. Me, I'll probably get both anyway. Alright. Who else? Sagat. Now, I don't really want there to be that many characters with projectiles, and Sagat's got the fastest ones, and it might be quite annoying, but if I'm asking for characters like Vega to be in there, I mean, Sagat's a more popular character, isn't he? So, asking a bit much. Like I said, I wouldn't care if he's not in it, but he's really popular, so he might be. To be honest, I'll prefer Adon over Sagat any day. I've always liked Adon better. I think he's a proper multi character. Sagat is just a projectile spammer with the occasional tiger uppercut. But obviously Sagat will get chosen over Adon. He's much more popular and much more important to Street Fighter than Adon is. Oh well, such is life. Okay, the next character I'm going to talk about, I have mixed opinions about this one. Personally, I think there are other Street Fighter characters that are more deserving to be in this game than this guy. But this guy, to be honest, his only claim to be in this game, and many people have been talking about this, is his rivalry with, he's very familiar with another Tekken character. The character I'm talking about is Fei Long. Let me tell you something now. Martial Law from Tekken is my favourite Tekken character. Generally in fighting games, the Bruce Lee characters are my favourite characters in that game. Example, Jan Lee is my favourite character in Dead or Alive. Maxi is my favourite character in Soul Calibur, and so on. But I don't like Fei Long. I don't like Fei Long. I've tried to like him. I don't like him. I think he's shit. I'm going that far. Okay, maybe not. Okay, I don't think he's shit, but I don't really like him. I will say this: if Law has a match with Fei Long, Law will kick his ass. He would. Marshall first, anyone. Law will kick his ass. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, if Fei Long's in this game, the only reason is to fight Law. That's it. I wouldn't mind. Let's say 2 grapple characters, not T-Hawk. I don't really want T-Hawk. Well, I don't know, maybe T-Hawk. I don't mind. 2 grapple characters. The guy said Abel. Could be Alex from Street Fighter 3. I do think you'll see at least 1 or maybe 2 characters that were in Super Street Fighter 4 that will be in this game. Yeah, could be Alex, I don't know. But mainly because I want Zangief to rival Kuma. But then you have King from Tekken, so give him another grapple character to rival Alex, maybe. Trying to think of other characters now. I'm pretty much done, like. Those are the only characters I really want to talk about. I don't even think I spoke about 17 characters. There is one I'm going to talk about, who I think will be the final boss, but I'm going to talk about that at the end. I think I've mentioned some Street Fighter Alpha characters. I mentioned Sakura. It's good enough. Gen, maybe not. Rose, maybe not. Viper, Z Viper. Out of all the new characters, I think Z Viper should be in it. I think she should be Nina's rival. They're pretty similar, to be honest. I think she'll suit. Jury, maybe. Okay, now on the screen I'm going to show you my final Street Fighter roster, minus one person, which is the final boss on the Street Fighter side. And in the next video I'm going to do Tekken, which will be much easier for me.